Afternoon to all. Very good afternoon to all. Am I audible to all? Good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, madam.
Okay, thank you. All can share my screen, right? Presentation slide.
Yes, miss.
So welcome to the Trello workshop. Do you ever use the Trello? Hope everyone start working with Trello. So I have been using this Trello. It's a fabulous collaborating tool to manage projects and reach new productivity peaks. It helps to organize and track the task. So in daily life, you may use diaries or notebook, but couldn't keep and maintain for a long-term goals. Once the page in, need to get a new diary or book. But Trello is a web-based application where every single part of your task can be managed and tracked and also can be shared with the teammates. More than 10,000 users are using this Trello. So before start to set up, so I want to tell the terms from the biggest to smallest unit. The biggest organizational unit on Trello, it's a teams. Teams are with a set of people, right? It's a possible to use Trello without having a team also, like your to-do list. But the power of the Trello really comes with the idea when you're working with the teams. So here you can see these are few bots which I am working. So these are set of group. So you can see here the teammates added here. It's a team visible under this team. So this is the bot name here you can see. So this is a private bot. You can see only one member is here and it's a private. So let's start. So once you log into Trello.com, you will be able to see that Trello sign up page, right? So then you can give your email ID and you can verify your email address. Then you can just sign up to the Trello to verify the email. So once you sign up, you should be able to use the Trello. So we can start with the biggest unit teams. So I will open that from the beginning and I will show you how to do from the beginning. Okay, so let's start. So to create the bot, so we have to be in the, this is the home. So here you can click on this create new bot or you can use this plus operator. So then click, you can create the bot. So I will start create the bot. So for example, better go with one example. We'll say for your 4th year project, you need to maintain a bot. So we'll say your project name is personality prediction. So this is your bot name. So in your case, it can be different. So you can give your project title or small name you can mention in the bot name. So then you can select your team. So if you have any, if you need to create any under teams, so if you already have a board under some teams, so you can select the teams, then you can select the visibility. It should be a private or team or public. So I will make it as a team. So then there's option you can select the colors, background color, plain color, or you can, if you want to have a background different image, that can be select here. So once you select the background image, so then you can click on this create bot. In the free version, maximum you can create 10 bots. So then click on the create bot. So you can start with the template or you can have your own template. So that can be possible. So I will make my own template. So that will be easy for you. So now we had created the bot, right? Here you can see this is my bot name, personality prediction. So under this team, so it's a team visible. Okay. So at the moment I'm only here. You can invite your team members in your fourth year group project, 4 members. So you can invite other 3 members to your group, and as well as you can invite your supervisor. Mention the email address or name. So if they don't have Trello, they will get notified and they will be logged into the Trello. So they can sign up to the Trello. So then now we have the bot here. So for example, I will invite using my another member. So if now I had created under Slit HCI team, so you can add all the team members also. Or if you need to specifically need only for this project few specific persons, so you can mention only that person's name. So send the invitation. So it will be sent. Now that person had added here. So then this is the bot. Now we need to add list. So under list, you can have a bunch of cards. Under list, you can have a bunch of cards. So we'll say this is a dashboard. This is the dashboard. So first we will add the list, then under list, we will add the cards. So first we will create all the list and then we will add the cards. Okay. So we'll add first dashboard. So under dashboard, we will add some cards, relevant cards. Then we need to have another list called task group. So we need to perform some task. In order to complete that research, we need to follow some task. So we will add the group of task here. Okay. Then you can have, if you want, backlog. Then click on add list. Then you can have a to do. So then we can have a doing list. Then if you want, we can have a reviewed list. So we can have the final list done. So if you need to have a different template for the list, that's up to you. We can have our own template. So if you need to add, you have to click on the add list and you can add the list. So if you need to remove, click on this and you can remove that. Okay. So then we have to add the card. Under each list, we can add bunch of cards. So under dashboard, what are the possible cards we can add? So workload distribution. So we can have a workload distribution here. So we may need to have a Gantt chart, project management task need to maintain. So that can become under this dashboard. So then this is how you can add the card. Under one dashboard list, I'm adding some cards, relevant cards. Relevant cards can be resources. You may need to add some resources. Then we can have a frequently asked questions here. So you may need to maintain the meetings details. So that can be added here. Okay. So this is how you can add the cards. You can remove the cards by clicking here. Then you can delete that card here, right? Here option call archive. Then you can here find this delete option. Then you can delete the card. So task group. So under this task group list, what can be the cards? So normally in the project, first you need to do the literature review. Then you need to plan for the design. You need to implementation, testing, documentation. Those things have to be done. So better give the numbering and mention the task. We'll say 1.0 will have a literature review. Okay. Under this literature review, we can have different cards also, right? We'll talk about that later. Now we'll have under task groups, we will add some cards. Then 2.0 will say design. Then 3.0 will say implementation. So you can have whatever the cards you want. So we'll say 4.0 is testing. Then 5.0 is documentation. So if you want another publication details, if you need to attach, then that can be the 6.0. So now we had added some tasks here, right? Task groups. So now the backlog to do doing, then that's have to be done step by step, right? So first we need to mention the dashboard and the task group first, right? So now inside this literature review, what can be done more? So if you see here description. So in the description, you can add any comments. So if you want to mention literature review submission date, so that can be added here, right? Submission date should be March 21st. So you need to add, you can add this description here. Okay. So if you need to make any note, that can be note here. So you can do the formatting here if you want, then click on save. So here you can write a comment. So always try to use this @ sign. So if you are using this @ sign, so then that will be easy. That person can notify. So this is notification for me. So this task related to me. So just you are typing, it's not notified by that person. So everyone have to go through everything. So always use the @ sign. Then you can find who are the members added here and mention that Trello ID. Then you can type that person name. Then you can mention the task. Please prefer this, or whatever the command you need to mention, then type that one. Then click on save. So this is how you can add the comment. Then members, if you need to assign, right? Now this literature review, you are going to assign for your teams, one of your colleague. So if you need to mention, so the member 2 have to do this task. So you can select this, that person name here, the member name. So here you can see the these two members assigned for this literature review. 1.0 literature review task assigned for these two persons. So then label. So in the label, if you have a label, that will be more visualization. It will be easy. So we'll say 1.0 literature review, it's a composite task. Under this, you may have a several atomic tasks. So we can mention this composite task. So how we can mention? We can have a label. So click on this label. We'll say this dark green, sorry, blue. We will make the composite task. So we can add this color. So for this label, we can edit this label, we can mention the name. So here we have to click on this edit. So we can mention this is a composite task. This is a composite task. Then save. So now we can notify, yes, this is a composite task. Under this, there are some atomic tasks. Then we have an option called checklist. Okay, so we have option called checklist. So we can have a subtask. We'll say subtask. Okay, so we are going to have a subtask. Click on add. Then now you can see subtask. Add an item. So we can have 1.1. We can mention there is a task called under literature review. You have to perform some. You need to refer the papers. You need to analyze the papers. You need to have a brainstorming session. So those things have to be done under this 1.0, right? So that you can type here if you want. There's a two way. So you can have a 1.1. You can mention here. First, initial discussion. So first you have to initially discuss. So initial discussion should be done. Then the next subtask can be 1.2. Find relevant papers. Then 1.3 can be start mentally, or you can have a brainstorming or analyze paper, we'll say. So you can add this at like this. Okay, so once you complete, you can tick here. So you can see 33% completed. So once you click here, so that you can see the percentage how much you completed. Okay, once you complete, once you complete everything, you can move this card, right? Once this all thing complete, you can move this card here, right? Where we can move. Before move that, we have to mention step by step we have to move. So once you start to work on, you have to make it here to do. So first it will be to do, then it going to be doing. Once you start doing, then once you're done, it can be moved to the review, then it can be moved to the done. So you can drag and drop under the relevant list. So now I had moved this card here and there. So how I can notify that? So if some persons are coming and doing some activities, how you can know that? So there is an option. So if you click on the invite, there is a members, added members. You can change the permission, view members board activity. So if you click on view members board activity, so if you click on view members board activity, you can see what are the activity this person had done. So you can see, so this person moved this 1.0 literature review from done to task groups. So from to do to doing. So what are the things, what are the activities I had done? It can be notified from here. Okay. So more than that, what you can do here. So now this is the way you can add, right? But if you want to add the date, right? We need to add the due dates. For 1.0 literature review, you can add the due date, right? If you need to add the due date, you can add the due date. We'll say 31st March and save. So now we had add the date. But for the initial discussion, if you want to add the date, so it's asking, it's a business class feature, so it can't be done here. So there is a way can be done for that. So how we can do for here? If you want to add the members, that's also can't be done in this way. So what we can do is we can have a card. We can have a card for this 1.1, 1.2 and 1.3. For the subtask, we can have a cards. So I will remove this. So I delete this. So if you have a subtask, always create a card. Okay. If you have a subtask, create a cards. So how, in order to create that cards, it's better to have a list, another list called blocked. We'll say blocked. I need to repeat anything, please let me know. So this is, this card I created now and I need to keep here, okay? Task group and blocked, okay? So for the 1.0 literature review, under this, I need to have a subtask. So I ask you to add the card for this subtask. So I will add 1.1 initial discussion. So initial discussion 1.1. Then 1.2 will say collect relevant papers. One point three will say start mentally or anything brainstorming. So for example, it will look like this, right? Under 1.0, you have some subtask. So subtasks also we have the card, then it will be more easy. So now if you want to assign this task for one person, that can be done. That's now you know how to do. So now how I can link this card with 1.0. So now I'm going to tell how you can link this card subtask with this composite task. So these are the atomic tasks now. Okay, these 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 are now atomic task. So you can click on this. First we'll make a label. We'll make a atomic task label. This can be an atomic task. So now we had created, this is an atomic task. So now we have to attach this composite task inside this atomic task as well. For that, we can use this attachment, right? So first we will add the member, we'll say this person have to do, and the label we had added, the date you know how to do. So we need to complete, we'll say on 16. So if you have a Gantt chart, you can convert that Gantt chart detail into this board, right? Then that will be easy. So then for the attachment, so I'm going to attach the Trello card, right? So you can click on this Trello and you can search this 1.0. Here you can see 1.0 in personality prediction board. Okay, then I will click on this. I need to attach this card. So now this composite task card composite task card had attached here, right? So now I had attached the composite task card here. So if you need to give a cover, that also can be done. So if you need to cover, that means here you can see the card got the cover color. So if you want, you can add the cover color. So if you don't want, you can just remove that. So now here you can see the Trello card had attached here. So then the same way here you can attach the Trello card. Attach Trello card. So again it's a literature review we have to add. So if you have something here for the 2.1, if you have 2.1 for the 2.0 composite task, if you have any atomic task, you can have a 2.1 and you can mention the name here. So you can have a prototype. So then here we have to add attachment Trello. We have to add 2.0, right? So you can search by the card name, or you can use you can search here card to add the board. You can type the name or the number. So whatever the words terms you have, you can add here. So now you can see the Trello card is attached here. So for the 1.3, we need to attach 1.0. Okay, so now we had attached this card for the atomic task. Now we need to attach for the composite task. Inside this composite literature review 1.0, we need to attach the 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So we need to add here. So that can be done by copying the link of this card subtask. So this is the 1.1 card. So we need to copy the up to this point, up to this slash, the card link. So you need to copy this up to this slash, right? So we need to copy this link. Then we need to go to this 1.0 literature review card and then click on add an item and paste the link here. Then click on add. Now the Trello card had attached here. Okay. So I will do for 1.2 again. So now I'm going to attach this atomic task 1.2. So I need to copy the link. So it should be copy up to that slash. Okay. Copy this. Then go to this 1.0 card and add an item at the subtask 1.2. Okay. Is it clear? For the 1.3 also say same way. You have to copy this up to the slash, then go to the 1.0 and add an item, paste that. So now this subtask, the atomic task had added, right? So once you complete, you can click on here. So it's more easy because now here you can mention the date and everything, due date, checklist. Here if you have a subtask under this initial discussion, you may have a subtask. That's also you can add here. How you can add? You can have a 1.1.0. So you can add another subtask. If you have another subtask, so you can mention 1.1.0 and you can mention that name, right? So if you have anything, so you can add that subtask. So for that, you need to attach here. What you have to attach is the composite task. Now it's have a composite task now 1.1. So you need to attach the 1.1 here, right? So now 1.1 have the atomic task. It should be now changed to composite task because 1.1 have a subtask also. So we need to make this as a now composite task. Okay. So we have to remove this atomic task. So this is how you can modify. Whenever you need to add the cards or modify anything, that can be done. So is it clear or do I need to repeat anything? Subtask, atomic task, composite task to create the subtask, is it clear or do I need to repeat? Can you all understand? Yes or no? Shall I get some response? At least in the chat? Yes, okay, thank you. So this is how you can attach. So first I just explained the whole thing here. So before once you done the task, so we'll say 1.1 you are going to do. So make sure at least twice in a week, at least it's better to always keep watching this at least once in a day. So at night or mornings, better go through this. Which are the tasks we need to do, which is pending. So who is doing which task? So we can have updates. So you can, before you start to work on, move to that to do. And once you're done, move to the, once you are doing, then move to the doing list. Then once you need a review from your supervisor, you can move to the review. Then once you complete, you can move to done. So if you want to attach your Gantt chart, so you can have a dashboard Gantt chart option. So inside this, you can attach the who had done the created the Gantt chart. So you can mention that member. So if you need to maintain a label, you can have. So we'll say for the frequently asked question, you may need to have a create a label. So try to create a label with a question, right? So we'll say the label name is question. So you can give any color. So then you can add the question. So maybe you have some question in mind. You may need to clarify with the others. So you can add this in the comment or description. So then whenever you have a meetings, so you can remember that and you can put that question on that type. So if someone gave the answer, you can note it here. So that will be easy when you write a paper or any documents, that will be useful. So make it a note in the common place. So checklist, now it's clear. If you have any subtasks, you can have a checklist. So due date attachment, you can attach from the computer. If you want to attach something, that also can be possible, but we'll say you are going to attach from the computer. So if I'm adding from the computer, so once you attach, it will come as a cover. So if you want to keep this, that's fine. If you want to remove, I told you can click on remove. So then it will be attachment in the below. So you can find the attachment below. So if you want to comment for that attachment or delete edit, that can be possible. So here you can see make cover. This attachment can be make as a cover for this card. So OneDrive or Dropbox or Google Drive. Trello, if you have a different two Trello boards, we'll say you have an individual board as well as the group board. So if you want to attach that also possible using this Trello, or else you can attach the link as well. Okay, more than that, we'll say meetings. So if you have to maintain a meeting details, right? So we'll say in the dashboard, you have a meetings card, right? So now in the meetings card, first meeting you have to mention, right? First, I will add the meeting card. To do. First day you have to meeting with your supervisor. So meeting number 1, right? So here I had added the card, meeting number 1. So one person normally used to assign to organize the meeting. So you can have a meeting number here. So you can have a meeting minutes you can attach here. So you can have a due date when before which date you need to have an appointment and schedule the meeting. So that can be done here. So once meeting number 2, meeting number 3. So you have a same card are repeating. In that time you can use this copy option, right? So you can use this copy option and you can create the title can be changed. Now I need a meeting number 2 card. Okay. So then meeting number 2. So the members, if you want to keep that member, you can just keep, or else if you don't want, you can untick this box. So then board, in the same board, you have to copy to the same board or different board. So that you can select here. So then list. So you need to keep this card in the same list, or you need to move to these two different lists. So remember, these are the list we had created, different list we had created. Then the position, so you need to keep in the current position, or you need to move that in that to-do list in which position that card should be. We'll say in the second position. Then create a card. So this is how we had copied the card. So here you can see meeting number 2. So we don't, if you have a duplicate card, so we can use this copy command. So then there is option called watch. So if you need to notify that every time about that card, then you can click on this watch eye icon, then it will be notified. If you want to delete, I told you, you can click on this and delete. If you want to share, So that's also can be possible. If you need, if you delete it, then you can get back. If you are not deleting permanently, then you can share this by clicking here. You can get the card link. Okay, this is a link to this card, so you will share this card. So now you can see this meeting number 1 and meeting number 2 are the subtasks, right? It should be attached to the meeting card. So always better have a proper visualization. Keep maintaining. So under these meetings, add this meeting number 1 and 2. So create a subtask and add that link. So we'll create, I told how to create. You can have a subtask here. Add a subtask. So we need to get the link. So we'll go for here meeting number, and you can copy this link. So you need to copy up to this slash, and as well as in the meeting number, it's a subtask. We need to get the composite part. So we can attachment Trello meetings. So we had attached here. So we can click on here and move here. Add an item. We can add the meeting. So each meetings you can add here. So if you need to attach the next meeting, so we need to get the link first, and we have to attach the Trello card here. The composite Trello card. Then, sorry, I have to get the link. So once this meeting complete, so always if it's a doing, move to doing. Then once it on the review, okay, once you attach the meeting minutes, move to the done column, and then make sure to update here. Yes, it's completed. Okay. So if this is a atomic task, so here you can see different information in one card. You can see different information. So we have a date, comment, so we have attachment, and we have a subtask and member details. Everything can be seen in the one card. So it's a great visual representation. So it will be very easy, and you will get interest to work. You will be very interested when you work with that project. So we have the update, so we can feel, oh, these tasks we had completed and these should be done. So this is the advantage, and these are the features. As well as more than that, you can go with use this account part here, settings and the activity, those things you can view. Settings, if you want to delete that card, that's also possible. So notification, so if you are using this @ sign, then you will get the notification here. So I told you activity, normally you can see in this, if you need to see common all the activities, that can be visible here. If you need to see specifically those person activity, that just you can click on that member, and you can view member board activity, what that person had done. So butler, you can write the create your own button and everything. Other than that, power up option in the free version, you can enable one power up option. So the calendar option, or there are some other option you can add that. In the free version you can add only maximum, I think, one can be added. So then you can see the calendar power up option had added here. So here you can see all the cards, the due date can be visible here. So in my case here, it's I didn't add that much. So here you can see in these days I have to complete this card. So you can click on this and you can see more details here. So that's all here. Hope now you got the basic idea. Always we are working from the cards. We are handling from left to right, right? Each list you can add bunch of cards. The progress from left to right, you can see the progress we had created here. It's from left to right. So once we are doing to-do list, we are moving to to-do list, then we are moving to doing list, review, done. So it's always we are working from left to right. So that's all. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Hope you liked it. So if you have any doubts or anything, if I need to repeat, you can ask now. So I will share the Google form. So to get the attendance, please fill this. So I had shared the attendance sheet. Please fill this. And if you have any feedback, or you can give there. I had shared in the Zoom chat. Please feel free to fill that. So only one student had filled. There are 8 members in the meeting. So please, we need the attendance as well. So better everybody fill that.